TARDIS, a brand new podcast celebrating 60 years of the world's longest running sci-fi show, Doctor Who. Joining me this time on episode 5, can't believe we're on episode 5 already, through an adventure in space and time, talk about origins and dressing gowns, journeys to New Earth, the Battle of Canary Wharf, defeating Howard Saxon, a trip to the Medusa Cascade. Oh, and not forgetting a wedding to Elizabeth I. It's Alycia, or you might know her as Rose Tyler. I'm going to be talking all about the 10th Doctor, played by David Tennant. Hi, Alycia. Alycia, welcome to the podcast.
Hi. Oh, by the way, I know my name is spelled a little weird, but it's actually pronounced Alycia.
I'm so sorry.
You're fine. Honestly, I answer to anything, but just so you know.
Sorry,
No,
my mind's completely scrambled.
It's completely fine. Honestly, I will answer to essentially anything. Rose,
Alycia.
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 Alycia, it does not matter
Alycia.
to me.
How would you like
if
to
you say Alycia, I will answer.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'll carry on.
Do you want to start over?
I'll start over, yeah.
It's okay. I should have told you that.
No, it's fine. I should have asked. Yeah. So, what did you think of the 10th Doctor's development during his era?
I thought, gosh, it's such a hard question because, I thought it was tragically beautiful, honestly. Yeah. You had, Nine's run, he was very hardened by the war, then, changed into 10, and he's more lively, more joyous, more excited. I mean, his companion's going to stay with him. He's ready to go on new adventures without, the burden of being the one who just ended, the Time War.
Yeah.
But still having that in the back of his head as, the moment says he's the man who regrets. And he has a lot of regrets during his time because he loses Rose. He, isn't, the nicest, I don't think, to Martha. He was nice, but he was not he was still grieving the loss of his first companion. And then, having Donna around and then what happened to her. Plus adding on all the memories of the Time War, because it's always there. There's always remnants of, the after effects of what happened.
No, I think that's I agree.
I think 10 was definitely better suited with a companion because, as we saw in the specials or moments without his companion, he has a bit of a temper. I mean, the first series alone with him, anytime Rose was away from him, he was very upset.
Yeah.
And then, losing Martha so soon after gaining her, he was a screaming, maniac. And then, with Donna wanting to make sure she was okay.
Just wanted a mate.
Yeah. he just wants a mate. But I feel like she was really good for him because she kind of put him in his place, being like, you need someone, and knowing that even after one day of hanging out with him. And I mean, look what happened when he didn't. He kind of lost his marbles to the point where he thought he could bend the will of time.
Yep, Time Lord Victorious, the evil side of the Doctor, if you will.
Which I am really glad that they have explored in the audios.
That's so good. I love the arc. Yeah.
Because you have those moments, especially with the 7th Doctor, of him being a darker Time Lord, like the Master. What would happen had he turned out, or they, because, 13 could have ended up that way as well.
Oh, absolutely.
What happened if they decided that they didn't want to be the Doctor as we all know, but give into that darker side, like the master has said, one day you might.
There's a lot of similarities, I think, between the master and the doctor. Like, one wrong turn, I think the doctor could easily go down like an evil dark route, and
exactly, which I enjoy exploring.
No, it is. It adds an interesting twist to a character that's relatively been the same for the last 60 years.
Right? It's like a giant what if. But I do like that, all it took was like one event. He was ready to, bend the rules to his will, because he is a vengeful god.
Yeah.
All it took was one person to fix, the course of time, and he was immediately like, what have I done?
Yeah. Like, what about?
And I mean, even Davros has said that you create weapons.
It's true. How many people have like sacrificed themselves?
It's so heartbreakingly true, though. It's like you still have, even not in the canonical original story of Doctor Who, you have Sarah Jane adventures. She's fighting the good fight in his name, in his honor, and learning and knowing exactly what she did on her adventures with him, and kind of training, the children to follow in that same path. And then you have Jack and the Torchwood team essentially doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Albeit with more guns.
Yeah. And then you have, I don't know if you listened to the Dimension canon with Rose Tyler.
I have it on its way to me. I'm so excited to listen to it.
I've only listened to the first series, but
freaking out.
I think you'll love it. Like, honestly,
I have no doubt I will love it, because I mean, I don't know if you can tell, I kind of love Rose. I kind of have an attachment to her.
Didn't realize. No, couldn't tell.
No, not one whatsoever. But I say it's very tragic, because at the end the Doctor literally had no one.
Yeah.
In his final hours, essentially, and he wasn't taken down, in a blaze of glory. He wasn't saving the world anymore. Like, the world had been saved. He just wanted to save one man.
Yeah.
Which, what a man to save.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will. Oh, I love Wilfred so much.
He's just such a lovely character, and I can't wait to. I know it's going to be sad because it's his last ever appearance, but in the 60th.
No, I'm ready for. I have a whole box of tissues literally labeled for the 60th.
Oh, I think I'll need them too.
We'll have matching tissue boxes.
Oh,
I have to decorate it to look like the TARDIS.
I mean, that sounds amazing.
I'm going to do it now.
You should do it.
I'm going to. You know what? I have a notepad. I'm doing it.
Why not? No, that just shows how creative you are. So why do you think you have such a powerful connection with the 10th Doctor in particular?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I mean, he has one of my favorites. Like, I generally have ones that I'm more attached to, like 9, 10, 12. Yeah. But I love all the Doctors. But yeah, those 3 I have a more connection with, because I see myself more in them.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love 11. I love 13. I love all the classic. But there's something in 9, 10, and 12 that I just see in myself that I gravitated towards and kind of like hooked onto.
No, I agree. That 10th era in particular is definitely one of my favorites. Probably my favorite, but I don't know if I can pick a favorite, to be honest, but it's definitely up there. Like, I know, like, it had everything. It had old, it had new, it had emotion, darkness, happy times. Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I think it just had to do with the fact that, David is like us. He was such a big fan. Yeah. And he wanted to make the best thing that he possibly could. Like, this was his one chance. Yeah. To essentially live out his childhood dream. Yeah. which is why I think that,
Man's
you
dream.
know, as long as he can, he will continue to help and join and create with the Doctor Who canon.
Yeah, it's just like I said, I'm happy he's back. I think we're going to get more Doctors back in the 60th. I think the 14th Doctor is just a little bit of a tease.
I hope so. I hope so with all my heart.
Huh? You can still hear me. Sorry, my screen's gone blank. I don't
do this.
No.
No.
Burning up a sun just to say goodbye. Everything's fine.
Yay.
So, why do you think the Doctor Who community are so close?
I mean, it's an appreciation for something that, you know, historically would have been called nerdy.
Yeah.
So we've all kind of just like banded together as nerds because nerds will rule the world.
Oh, absolutely. Nerd and proud.
Right? Which I'm surprised it took me as long as it did to find Doctor Who. But it's also like a shared emotions. Like we all watch the same thing essentially at the same time, time period. We get attached to characters. We have debates on what characters are better than others. But I feel like we're all pretty respectful of each other because there is 60 years worth of, you know, film and audios and comic books and actual books just playing out all these stories and fantasies. And I mean, Big Finish was essentially a fan run thing until it was connected to the BBC. Like they took it on.
Oh, definitely. Without them, we'd have nothing during the wilderness years.
Right. And then you have from that, I mean, inspiration for other fans to create their own stuff. Like how many things on YouTube have people created their own stories, their own films? You have role-playing groups. I'm part of one. You have that connected to TikTok and all this other, you know, social media. And social media has really made it so that people can actually communicate with each other a lot easier than it was in the past. Like,
definitely. I mean, look at us now. Like, that's how we connected, like, over TikTok. Like, you're in America, I'm in the UK. Just
exactly. Like, I don't think it would have been, like, compare it from now to, like, back when the show first started or even during the fourth Doctor's run. I don't even think anybody knew, like, how widespread the love of the Doctor was with both our hearts. And it's magic. Like, it is so magical because we all just want to run away in a big blue box. Despite the dangers and the emotional scars. We're all ready to do it.
Exactly.
Get your running shoes.
Yep. Just keep on running. And go on the adventure of a lifetime.
Absolutely amazing.
No, I completely agree with you. I think it's unique to the Doctor Who fandom and community that there's just something special that, like you say, I don't think any other community has, like, make fan films or make TikToks or, like you said, role playing as well, or write fan fiction. I just think it's so unique to the Doctor Who community.
And like it's so accessible, as you know, you have cosplayers who essentially you can dress up as the Doctor every day and no one would actually know because what they wear is, except for like the sixth Doctor, it's so accessible. It's
true.
Essentially ordinary clothes and you can interact normally with people. Or, you know, I mean, me and my friend, we dressed up as Martha and Rose, went to the Run Fest, and
oh, that sounds fun.
We, you know, played out the day as if we were exploring, and then we had lost the Doctor and we were trying to find him the whole time.
Oh, that sounds really lovely. It's like, I've worn this to an interview and this is my 10th Doctor cosplay. Just, I've worn it to interview.
See? Like, it's so, and I mean, that's what I thought was so funny, because I was listening to like one of those long series on YouTube about like the history of Doctor Who, and it was going by doctor, and it went through the wilderness years and all this other stuff. And what I thought was funny was that, you know, David said on about his costume, he wanted it to be accessible for people to cosplay.
Yeah.
Because his grandma had knitted him, you know, a fourth Doctor scarf and a fifth Doctor jumper. Oh. And I was like, that's so cute.
That is really sweet.
So sweet of him to understand that, like, essentially he was like an OG cosplayer.
Oh, definitely. He said,
and understood that people want to dress up like these characters that they love so much.
Oh, absolutely. And apart from some, like 10th Doctor is easy to cosplay, 9th is easy to cosplay. Like I just find mine in charity shops. And...
I know. Like I found a big leather coat and I immediately said, do I need to have a 9th Doctor coat? Of course
absolutely.
I do. I found a long brown coat. I'm like, yes, you know, Rose definitely would steal that.
Oh, definitely. Steal it.
Of course. Because like he throws it on the strut of the TARDIS, she immediately takes it. It's fine.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. It's like if somebody saw you wearing your Rose cosplay, they wouldn't know that you were as Rose, could just think that that's just what you normally wear.
It's just a normal blonde kid running around. Cool.
Exactly.
Great. Look at them. Their style is kind of weird, but okay, cool.
I mean, I think you're rocking the key
stuck in 2005. Fantastic.
2005. What a year.
What a year. I mean, Rose's outfits, like 9, beautiful. Rose's outfits, oh my gosh. They were a trip, and I love each and every one of them.
I love her Union Jack, like, top. Just
I love it.
1940s. Where else would you wear that?
Where else would you wear that? Of course. And during the London Blitz, no doubt. Yeah. I mean, that's the place to wear it.
Yeah, just showing her unity.
Right.
Patriot.
Meeting the Queen of England with a literal crown on her shirt.
Beautiful. Absolutely.
You know, she's naked, but she's representing you, Queen Victoria.
Exactly. And David in his actual Scottish accent, just...
I see, like I said at the beginning, I love all the accents that come over from the UK. And you guys have such wonderful accents.
I think that about the US. There's so many diverse American accents, I think.
What I think is funny is how I think you're so exotic, but you think I am. It's not that cool over here.
It's nice. It's nice we've got like this bond of accents and appreciation. So what... Sorry, carry on.
No, yeah, go for it.
What do you think of the 10th Doctor's companions and their development throughout the series?
I think, I mean, I am completely biased. They are some of my favorites.
Be biased.
I am completely biased. Donna, as you know, the Doctor says, screaming at the world. And what I think is so powerful about her is that it's her quiet moments, like the moments that she's serious, the moments that she's not goofy, that she is just so profoundly genius and she doesn't even realize it. And, you know, she's always like, I'm nothing special. But the thing is that she is so incredible and she doesn't even realize it. And same with Martha. I mean, I think she needed the Doctor because, you know, when you first meet her, she's being essentially the mediator within her family fight.
Yeah.
On the phone, she's bouncing off her brother, her sister, her mom, her dad, trying to make everybody else happy, while at the same time trying to do her job. And then she meets the Doctor and it's like, here's an opportunity for me to be selfish.
Yep.
I'm going to take it.
Take it.
And even then she learns way more about what she could be versus who she was. And she becomes so strong. I mean, you see that she can essentially control a whole 2-parter episode by herself in the role of the Doctor because the Doctor turned himself human.
It was incredible.
absolutely incredible, which is why I think he has so much trust in her during, Utopia through the last of the Time Lords. Like, he knows that if she goes off on her own, she's going to be absolutely amazing. And I love how she knows when it's time for her to leave, so she can go and be amazing.
I know her self-awareness at the end of like Utopia and Last of the Time Lords was just brilliant. And then she joined Torchwood,
and exactly. And then coming back, and she's part of UNIT.
I know, fantastic.
She has made her way higher up because she has learned all these things. She is absolutely incredible. And the character Mickey, I'm so happy that they found each other, because they both kind of felt like they were the tin dogs. They were the throwaway companions.
And it was so lovely at the end, like seeing their last scenes in the show. I mean, you never know, Martha could come back in the 60th, which would be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, would it be great to see a UNIT spin-off, but Martha was in it as well? Just
yes.
With Kate.
My gosh. I know. I saw Prima on one of the
brilliant
doctor shows we have. I can't remember which one. And I was immediately like, she did become a doctor. I'm so proud.
Oh, is that New Amsterdam or something like that?
Yes, New Amsterdam.
I've started watching it.
I was so proud. I'm like, she did become a doctor. Guys.
Dr. Jones became a doctor.
And, my family who's watching it is like, that's Doctor. And I'm like, no, that's Martha.
Yep.
How dare.
Only Martha.
My grandma was standing there watching, and she's like, I thought I recognized her.
Oh, that's lovely.
Because I had shown her Doctor. I'm like, hey, I think you would like this, Grandma.
Oh, that's sweet.
She loved it. She loves David Tennant, like, love of her life.
I mean, he's just a fantastic actor.
I mean, yeah, same.
And just from seeing, I haven't met him, hopefully one day, but he's just such a lovely guy as well.
He seems so wonderful, so down to earth. I mean, I was supposed to meet him.
Yeah.
And then his wife gave birth to their youngest child, and he had to back out, and Christopher came.
Aw.
And
Christopher.
I was so like I was nervous to meet David. I was more scared to meet Christopher Eccleston.
He's so lovely, isn't he? Like, you don't.
He's so nice, but like, he's so like, I know like meeting them is so intimidating. It shouldn't be, because they're normal people, but it's like, you portrayed such an iconic character that has meant so much to me. You're on like a higher level than what I even experience, like what I can even comprehend. And then add in the fact that I'm short. So it's like looking up at this person like, hi.
I felt like that when I met Chris. Like, I'm on 6'2". I felt like that. Just
you are extremely tall. You are floating above the rest of us. Hi. And I was wearing these giant wings, of course, and I was like, why did I wear these giant wings? I look like
that sounds amazing.
A complete weirdo. He's like, you have such lovely wings. I don't want to hurt them. And like, was trying to, maneuver his hands so he wouldn't damage them. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm meeting my first doctor, but I'm fine.
Oh, what a first doctor to meet.
Right.
I think who mine was. I think mine was Peter Davison.
Oh, I don't know.
Number 5.
I want to meet him. He seems so much fun.
He was so lovely. Like, honestly, I think I met him around the time he got married to Georgia, I think. And like, because my mum, this is a bit of a just story now, sorry. But when I was 16, my mum wrote to the theatre where David Tennant was performing Hamlet and got him to sign a birthday card. And he sent an autograph back and signed the card, and it was just the best day of my life. So around the same time, all those years later with Peter, said, my mum just blurted out, your son-in-law signed a birthday card for James. I was like, that's really sweet. Happy birthday. And then I've got the autograph somewhere and said, happy birthday, James. And we're just talking to him.
That's so cute.
It was so nice.
Oh my gosh. I see. I love them. They're also
me too. Yeah, it's my goal in life just to meet all of them that
are still
alive. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to meet William Hartnell.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One who started it all. That would be amazing.
Which is why it's like, how could you hate the first Doctor? Exactly. I don't think anyone could. He's the one that began this whole journey for us. So thank you, William.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you for taking on this iconic role you did not realize was going to be iconic.
No, all these years later. It's just fantastic.
It is.
So what did you think of the villains in the 10th Doctor's era? Do you have any highlights or any favorites?
Okay. I have thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts on the villains.
You can just tell me.
I love villains so much.
Without villains, I wouldn't be a hero.
Exactly. I like delving into like why a villain becomes a villain. So like my favorite essentially is, but like my favorite, I should rephrase that. But my favorites are the ones that like have no motive.
Yeah.
Or like it's such a mystery until like a later part.
Yeah.
So like, I love the Master. I love John Sims' characterization.
I'm meeting him in September. Sorry, just to...
Tell him I appreciate the fact that he started off the trend of the dancing Master.
I will do. I'll make a note of it.
And the Weeping Angels, like I appreciate the first episode that they were in so much because it feels like a horror movie, and I love horror movies. So yeah. I love that episode specifically. Like I enjoy the Weeping Angels in other episodes, but that one is where they were top horror. But like my absolute favorite is the one that Russell T Davies wrote for the 4th series, where essentially it is the monster outside that causes the monsters inside to come out.
Oh,
and that would be
Midnight.
Yeah. So you have this big old creature. And you don't know what it looks like. You don't know what its purpose is. You don't know how it's living on this planet that essentially everyone says nothing can live on.
Yeah.
And it causes so much fear within the bus that it causes everybody on there to become their own monster. And it's the scariest thing because it's so true.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That is my favorite villain. Is essentially ourselves.
Sorry. You get this, like you said, ourselves, like your inner villain.
Your inner, like, fight or flight survival instincts come out. And for better or for worse, it's mainly the monster, like the demon inside you that takes full control.
That's
terrifying. Episode. Such a good episode. And I love that it was essentially a episode that he kind of threw in, because there was a different plan and that kind of went out the window. So he wrote that one up after watching a horror movie.
Russell T Davies, what a writer.
And I was like,
what a showrunner.
That explains why this is one of my favorite episodes.
It is.
Like if someone's like, choose an episode to introduce to Doctor Who people, I would choose Midnight without a doubt. Like Blink is good.
Yeah.
But this one, it's Doctor centric. The companions aren't there. And he's essentially like, honestly, without the stewardess, we wouldn't have any more show.
No, that's true. Because otherwise the Doctor wouldn't be with us.
He would have been thrown out.
And no, I agree with you. That's such a fantastic episode because it is all about the fear itself and our inner demons.
Which is why, like, so many people, like, enjoy, like, the psychology of, in another fandom about essentially fear being fear itself. I'm talking about Harry Potter. I didn't want to actually just say it because I have thoughts on that whole fandom.
You never know, might do a Harry Potter podcast in the future. I'll have.
I mean, I'd love to talk about the Dementors because
Oh, I love the Dementors.
they're a whole psychological, like they're the manifestation of fear itself, which I appreciate in Midnight.
Oh, absolutely. But no, that is a gold standard episode, and I agree it's such a good episode to introduce people to the show on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not got
Plus,
really any
I also like the little nod to Rose. I mean, what?
I know, yeah. Rose Tyler, Martha Jones, Donna Noble TARDIS. Still remember after all these years.
So good.
I can't wait to see Donna back in the 60th as well.
I am so excited. Ugh. And I love that subconsciously she named her child Rose.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So good.
So why do you think Doctor Who has lasted for 60 years?
The dedication of fans. The will to create essentially whatever you want.
Yeah.
Within parameters of Doctor Who, essentially anything goes.
No, that's
you can be on a ship in the 51st century and hop back to the 17th century. You can travel to different parallel worlds within reason. You can meet the devil himself without calling it the devil.
True, in all but name.
You can, speak on theology. You can play out a fantasy, like with dreams. It's absolutely incredible. Like, essentially, not even the sky is the limit.
Anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere, anytime. You can go back and meet ghosts with Charles Dickens. You can solve a mystery with Agatha Christie. And that's just talking about the first era of Russell T Davies.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine what he's going to do now.
I know.
Especially with Disney Plus's budget.
Thank you for giving us access to that.
Oh, I agree. It's the best move. Like, being made by Bad Wolf as well. So that's Julie Gardner's production company. It's got the old team back together. With the finance of Disney, it's just, it's going to be a whole nother level.
I was going to say, classic Who, you had the Fourth Doctor and Sarah Jane. That was like the sweet spot.
Yeah.
For classic era.
I'm rewatching Sarah Jane Adventures now and I just love it. Did you ever get that in the States?
I think we did. I didn't get to watch it when it was on TV.
Yeah.
I had to find it afterwards. But
that show just
I think we did. But yeah, like the first series, it was like a test run, but once the series 2 came out, it was like, let's just go all for it. Who cares anymore?
Pedal to the metal. Just go.
Just keep going and going and making this bigger and better. And then, Moffat working with Russell T just kind of kept the momentum going.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He came to another level.
Right? And like the budget got way bigger.
Oh, definitely. You can tell.
I mean, yeah.
From that first plastic hand in episode 1 with Rose to...
Don't knock the hand.
Oh no, I love the hand. And don't
knock the hand.
Just rewatching it tonight, I love it. It's just got such a special place to the end of Hux and like the regeneration scene with the 13th Doctor into number 14, just seeing the
difference. Exactly. Yes, I was just gonna say, like, the difference between like watching the mannequins come to life in the first one versus the regeneration. Just looking how much progression has come from CGI alone.
Yeah. The evolution. It's just brilliant.
It's so good.
So what would you like? Sorry, Carrie.
No, good. You're good.
So
just
what
like
would you...
it's sorry.
No, you go.
Finish this thought. But like even from that regeneration scene all the way back to the 60s, 63, watching the TARDIS land somewhere.
Just appear.
Just appear there. it shows how much the show has grown, like how many people, like from how small it was back then to like how many people are working on it now, both in and outside of, the actual production.
I know, it's amazing. Just
incredible.
A little kids show on a Saturday afternoon to like 3 90-minute specials, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just
big budget. Honestly, they should put them in theaters like they did with.
Oh, I agree. I hope so. And like the fact that it's going to be on Disney Plus, and everyone knows Disney around the world. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Just the biggest streaming service at the moment, I think. So what would you like to see happen in the 60th anniversary specials?
I mean, essentially the trailer we got, it's just from the first special.
Yeah.
Right?
I believe so.
Which gets me excited for like, okay, what's going to happen next? When are we going to see what happens in the next specials? Because I'm curious. That's all in one. You get Beep the Meep, you get the return of Donna, Wilf, Sylvia, the introduction of Rose, you get Neil Patrick Harris.
Yep.
What is going on? And clearly you can see Shooty, unless,
I know, like, Shooty's definitely in it.
If that's all of that stuff is in just the first series, in the first special, we're getting Shooty?
Yeah, which is amazing. And that's
how,
the
when,
clouds. It's
why?
all confirmed that those clouds aren't going to be there. So where is what's happening there? Where is he?
I know. I'm so excited to see. Like, is it going to be like a thing of like, kind of like how in The Power of the Doctor you had the holograms like shifting? Is it going to be like 1 minute David standing there and then it's going to like glitch and it's going to be Shooty and then it's going to glitch back?
Oh, that would be brilliant.
Like that? Or are they going to meet somehow where he's like, I'm confused on what's happening because you're not supposed to be here. You're not part of it. What is going on?
It's a big miss.
I'm so excited.
Oh, me too. It's going to be, what
I'm hoping most for is closure.
Oh, definitely.
Closure and a happy ending for Donna where she can continue living her life with Sean.
Yeah.
And her daughter and her mother and her grandfather, and retaining the memories to know that she was absolutely incredible and
living life knowing how important she is.
I mean, she was the Doctor's best friend.
No doubt.
Just like Sarah Jane was.
She sacrificed herself.
They were, so close. Essentially Donna was like his saving grace because like he lost Rose, he lost Martha, and here she was. That was the bridge between those two companions coming back and being like, hey, you're fine, you got this.
And
him being like, hey, guess what, so do you.
Absolutely. No, that was really lovely. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the podcast. That you've been absolutely amazing. I really appreciate you. And where can the listeners find you?
TikTok, Instagram. My TikTok is Shortness Cosplay. I do videos. I go on lives with several other Doctor Who nerds.
Please check out the lives. They're absolutely amazing and chaotic, but it's brilliant.
Nothing but chaos. My Instagram is badwolfgirl87. It's my Rose. You can also find me on Shortness Cosplays on Instagram. But yeah,
no, thank you so much.
Always free to talk.
You've been absolutely